Welcome to Boosted Living, your go-to destination for unlocking your full potential. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's often overlooked but profoundly impactful: how the fawning response can spiral into toxic relationships. First of all, what is fawning? It is a lesser-known trauma response often seen in individuals who have experienced prolonged or repeated trauma in their lives. It's a survival mechanism where individuals prioritize others' needs over their own to avoid conflict or gain approval. Unlike fight, flight, or freeze responses, fawning involves a pattern of excessively accommodating behavior such as people-pleasing, seeking validation, and ignoring one's own boundaries. Fawning can manifest in various ways, from constantly saying yes to others' requests, even when it means neglecting one's own needs, to suppressing emotions and opinions to avoid confrontation. While it may initially seem like a coping mechanism to navigate difficult situations, over time, fawning can lead to a host of problems, including codependency, low self-esteem, and toxic relationships. Fawning can be a silent saboteur in our quest for healthy connections. Let's unpack this. The fawning trap. Picture this. You're constantly bending over backward to please others, ignoring your own needs in the process. Sound familiar? This is the fawning trap. At first, it might seem noble, but over time, it breeds toxicity as your self-worth becomes entangled with others' approval. Many of us fall into this trap unknowingly, driven by a deep-seated desire for validation and acceptance. We suppress our own desires and prioritize others, believing it will earn us love and approval. However, this pattern often leads to an imbalance in relationships, where one party becomes overly reliant on the other for validation and fulfillment. It's a slippery slope that can erode our sense of self and leave us feeling depleted and unfulfilled. We've encountered numerous individuals who've shared their struggles with the fawning trap. From constantly saying yes to others' requests, even when it means neglecting their own needs, to feeling guilty for asserting boundaries, the impact of fawning on their lives has been profound. It's a pattern that often goes unnoticed until the damage is already done, leading to strained relationships and a diminished sense of self-worth. Fawning exacts a toll on your self-esteem. It's like pouring from an empty cup. The more you give, the more depleted you feel. We've spoken to many who've battled this silent struggle. Their stories echo a common refrain: feeling invisible, unappreciated, and exhausted. When we consistently prioritize others' needs over our own, we send a message to ourselves that our worth is contingent on external validation. This erodes our self-esteem and leaves us feeling unfulfilled and empty. We may find ourselves trapped in relationships where our boundaries are constantly violated, our needs go unmet, and our sense of self diminishes. Over time, this can lead to resentment, burnout, and a deep sense of unhappiness. It's essential to recognize the signs of fawning and understand its impact on our lives. One of the signs is always trying to make sure everyone else is okay, even if it means neglecting what you need. You might notice this as always saying yes, even when you want to say no, or finding it tough to speak up for yourself and set boundaries. There's also this ongoing worry about upsetting others or causing conflict, so you end up holding back your feelings and opinions to keep the peace. Additionally, there's the constant need for validation, like seeking approval or reassurance from others to feel okay about yourself. You might find yourself going along with what others say or do, even if it doesn't feel right to you, just to avoid any tension. But here's the silver lining: you can break free from the fawning cycle. It starts with reclaiming your power. Set boundaries, prioritize self-care, and surround yourself with those who value you for who you are, not what you do for them. Breaking free from the fawning cycle requires courage and self-awareness. It means recognizing our inherent worth and learning to prioritize our own needs and desires. It also involves setting boundaries and learning to assert ourselves in our relationships. This may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if we're accustomed to putting others' needs before our own. However, it's essential for our emotional well-being and overall happiness. Start by identifying your own needs and boundaries. Ask yourself questions like, how much personal time do I need each day to feel balanced? What are my priorities in terms of work, relationships, and self-care? What situations or behaviors make me feel uncomfortable or drained? What are my limits when it comes to giving my time, energy, and resources to others? Are there specific triggers or stresses that I need to be mindful of? Practice saying no when necessary and communicate your needs assertively. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who respect your boundaries and encourage your growth. Remember, you deserve to be in relationships that uplift and empower you, not ones that drain your energy and diminish your self-worth. Your worth isn't measured by how much you do for others. It's time to rewrite the script of your relationships. Thanks for tuning into Boosted Living. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep thriving and living your truth.